Hey everybody, it's Vanessa, the Wellbeing Being. For those of you who may be watching for the first time, I am a bereaved parent and I am also a clinical mental health counselor. So what I want to talk to you about today is something that I came across in my research and I wanted to share it with you. It's the term grief ghetto. I don't know if you've ever heard that term before, but I know I certainly hadn't heard that term before. So I wanted to share it with you because I think it's important as a concept for us to be aware of. And so let me just expand on where I found it and what it means. So I love research. If you have watched my videos before, you'll know that I absolutely love research and the scholarly side of life. But my goal is always to kind of take that research and to bring it to you in a way that is real life, not like stuffy university life researchy. So I'm trying to just, I'm doing my thing with my research and I'm trying to learn, and I'm always trying to learn more about, about grief and how to be healthier and how to make your way through it. And what I came across was some research out of Sweden. And so this is where I'm not sure if the term grief ghetto is like a translation thing, so that they've translated this article into English, and it's sometimes when you translate it, the meaning gets lost. But nonetheless, what they were talking about was just how you want to be wary when you're joining online communities, especially as a bereaved parent, because some online communities aren't about healing. They're not about getting better. And the people in the online communities, in fact, maybe aren't aware of it, but that they are complacent in their grief. Like, my grief has destroyed me. This is how my life is going to be. I'm going to be depressed and anxious, and it's going to be awful forever. And so that's the grief ghetto, right? You don't want to go into a group. You want to be wary of getting in a group where people are just reinforcing this idea that you will never ever get over this loss. So we all know, and in the group, we all agree. And if you haven't joined my Facebook group, I'm going to leave a link down below so that you can join it and join the debate there. But in my group, my Facebook group, we all agree you're not going to master your grief. You're going to manage your grief. Your life can get better. It can be joyful. You can be happy, and you can be fulfilled. And you will miss your child until you die. So you're allowed to miss your kid forever. They're your precious child. They're your precious cargo. You're not going to let that go. But you are going to look to find places where people aren't all about the loss. So when you're managing your grief, you want to focus on two different sort of aspects of it. You're going to focus, there's a loss-oriented focus where, you're going to allow yourself to cry and to be angry and to be upset. And there's also going to be a meaning-making process where you're going to say, look, I don't want to let this define me, or let me rewind that. This is defining me no matter what. Your loss is going to define you. And so do you want it to define you as being a tragic person? And if you do, then I'm not for you, because I don't choose that. I can't do that. I'm not that kind of person. I can't. No judgment to anybody else who ever in their grief experience, however it is for you. I know that's real and I don't want to judge, but I just want to say I don't have that capacity. Like, I have two kids who are little. I have a family who need me. Like, I got to the place where I just couldn't take the tragedy anymore. And I didn't want that to be what defined my life. And so that's where I like this term grief ghetto, because what I found was that when I got to around 7 or 8 years or even 10 years, there was just some bereaved parents that I had a hard time being around. And because I was striving for something different, and they were in that grief and bitterness. And as some of the people in my Facebook book will say, you can make it bitter, you can decide to get better, or you can be bitter, you can be better. Those sorts of things, they're real for us as bereaved parents. We're angry. There's guilt. There's a lot of heavy emotion on this journey. So you're going to need to focus on two kind of different areas and find your own balance as you work your way through it. And I try to offer tips and strategies all the time to anybody who watches my videos to help them with that process. So I just wanted to share with you today in this quick video, the grief ghetto concept. Just something to think about, like, are the bereaved parents who are in your circle, are they striving to be better, to be happy, to be more positive? Or are they constantly loss-oriented, disaster-focused? It is 100% normal. I just want to say this. In the first, 1 to 3, even maybe even 5 years, it's normal to be locked in the more negative emotions around it, because you're really still grappling with the loss and getting used to the fact that people are treating you different, you feel different, your life is different. All of those things are super normal. So I'm not trying to be down on anybody who is working their way through the heavier emotions of the experience. I salute you, because you're working your way through it. That's the difference. So I just, again, wanted to share with you the concept of the grief ghetto. Beware the grief ghetto, okay? And if you want to go somewhere where there's a bunch of positive bereaved parents really striving for the light, then join my Facebook group. Like I say, I'll drop it in the link down below here. And I'm also going to put a survival guide that I've put together that I hope will help you, because it is, it's from people who, again, bereaved parents who've been through it, and it's their tips and strategies. I interviewed a lot of different people over the years, and what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And this guide is packed with great information from fellow bereaved parents, especially to you. So I hope that this video helps you as you move your way through your grief, and I hope to see you in our Facebook group. All right, take care, everybody.